I know how frustrating it is to spend money on supplements and feel like nothing changes. I've heard so many stories of people taking pills and powders every day without realizing that most of them aren't even backed by science. I fell into that same cycle of hype and disappointment, until I finally decided to figure out what actually works. The supplement market is full of exaggerated promises, but only a few really deliver real results. That's why in this video, you're going to discover what science actually says about the most popular supplements. We're getting straight to the point, what's worth your money, and what you should leave on the shelf. This ranking is based on updated studies and real-world experience from people who know what they're talking about. And for those who are truly looking for results without wasting time or money, we've prepared something that could make a real difference. An exclusive guide we developed just for you, but only if you stick around until the end. This isn't about magic, it's about smart choices. If you've tried everything and still feel like something's missing, the problem might not be your willpower. It might be the information you've been given. So, take a deep breath. Grab a notebook because today, you're going to find out what your body really needs. Alright, let's start at the absolute bottom of the barrel, in what I'm calling the F tier. These are the supplements that, in my professional opinion, offer no real health benefits and can sometimes be actively harmful. Topping this list, we have the infamous detox teas. You've seen them all over social media, promoted by influencers who swear these products are the secret to their flat stomachs and glowing skin. They promise to cleanse your body, flush out toxins, and help you shed pounds effortlessly. It all sounds amazing, but what's really going on inside that tea bag? The reality is that the word detox here is a complete marketing gimmick. Your body already has a highly effective built-in detoxification system, your liver and your kidneys. These organs work 24/7 to filter your blood, neutralize harmful substances, and excrete waste products. They don't need help from an overpriced tea. When you look at the ingredients list of most of these products, you won't find anything that magically enhances your liver or kidney function. Instead, you'll find a cocktail of diuretics and laxatives, often disguised under herbal names. The primary active ingredient in many of these teas is an herb called senna. Senna is a powerful FDA-approved stimulant laxative, but it's intended for short-term treatment of constipation under medical supervision. It works by irritating the lining of your bowels, forcing them to contract and expel their contents. So when you drink a detox tea and find yourself running to the bathroom, you're not flushing toxins. You're just experiencing the effects of a laxative. The weight loss you see on the scale is almost entirely water weight and fecal matter, not actual fat loss. This can be more than just ineffective, it can be dangerous. Chronic use of stimulant laxatives like senna can lead to dehydration, electrolyte imbalances, and, ironically, can cause your bowels to become dependent on them to function, leading to chronic constipation when you stop. Many of these teas also contain high levels of caffeine, which acts as a diuretic, further contributing to dehydration. So you're paying a premium price for a product that essentially just gives you diarrhea and makes you jittery. Your liver and kidneys do a fantastic job of detoxing you for free. Save your money and just drink water. Staying in our F tier of supplements that I just can't recommend, let's talk about ketone supplements, also known as exogenous ketones. These have become incredibly popular with the rise of the ketogenic diet. The idea is that you can drink this supplement and it will put your body into a state of ketosis, allowing you to reap all the benefits, like fat burning and mental clarity, without having to follow the very strict, restrictive keto diet. It's marketed as a shortcut, a biohack to get the prize without running the race. Here's the problem with that logic. It misunderstands what ketosis is and why it works. When you follow a ketogenic diet, you drastically restrict carbohydrates. Your body, deprived of its usual fuel source, glucose, starts breaking down fat for energy. A byproduct of this fat metabolism process is the creation of ketone bodies. In this scenario, the presence of ketones in your blood is an indicator that your body is actively burning fat for fuel. This is called nutritional ketosis, and it's a profound metabolic shift. When you drink a ketone supplement, you are simply consuming ketones directly. Yes, if you measure your blood, you will see a temporary spike in ketone levels. Your body is now in a state of ketosis, technically. However, you haven't triggered the underlying metabolic machinery that makes nutritional ketosis potentially beneficial. You haven't forced your body to start burning its own stored fat. In fact, you've just given it an external, easy-to-use fuel source. your body will burn through those supplemental ketones first, which might actually pause its own fat-burning processes. Think of it this way. Seeing a firefighter outside your house doesn't mean your house is on fire. It's just a sign. Similarly, having ketones in your blood from a supplement doesn't mean your body is in a fat-burning state. You're just seeing the sign without the underlying fire. The benefits of a true ketogenic diet come from the entire metabolic adaptation, the hormonal changes, the shift in fuel utilization, the reduction in insulin. You simply can't replicate that by drinking a ketone-laced beverage. So, while these supplements will technically raise your blood ketone levels, they don't induce the fat-burning state that people are actually seeking. They are expensive, they often taste terrible, and they can cause significant gastrointestinal distress. There might be some very niche therapeutic applications being researched, but for the average person looking for weight loss or health benefits, ketone supplements are a costly and ineffective shortcut that misses the entire point. The last entry in our F tier is one that has baffled me for years due to its persistence and popularity: alkaline water. The marketing claims are bold and far-reaching. Proponents say that our modern diets make our bodies too acidic, and that this acidic state is the root cause of everything from fatigue and weight gain to chronic diseases like cancer. The proposed solution is to drink special water with a higher pH, which they claim will neutralize this acid, balance your body's pH, and restore you to optimal health. This entire premise is built on a fundamental misunderstanding of human physiology. Your body has incredibly powerful and tightly regulated systems in place to maintain the pH of your blood within a very narrow, slightly alkaline range of about 7.35 to 7.45. This is not optional, it's essential for survival. If your blood pH deviates even slightly outside of this range, you would be in a state of severe metabolic acidosis or alkalosis, which is a medical emergency requiring immediate hospitalization. Your lungs and kidneys work tirelessly to maintain this balance, and they do an exceptional job. When you drink alkaline water or eat any food for that matter, it first hits your stomach. Your stomach is an intensely acidic environment with a pH of around 1.5 to 3.5. This acid is crucial for digesting food and killing off harmful pathogens. Any alkaline water you drink is immediately neutralized by your stomach acid long before it could ever have a chance to affect the pH of your bloodstream. The idea that you can change your blood pH by drinking slightly alkaline water is, from a biological standpoint, completely nonsensical. The claims linking an acidic diet to diseases like cancer are also a gross misinterpretation of science. It's true that cancer cells thrive in a locally acidic microenvironment, but they create this environment themselves as a byproduct of their dysfunctional metabolism. The cancer creates the acidity does not create the cancer. Drinking alkaline water will not change the pH of the environment around the tumor. It's a classic case of confusing correlation with causation. There is simply no robust, credible scientific evidence to support the claim that drinking alkaline water has any significant health benefits for the average person. Some people say it tastes smoother or that they feel better drinking it, which is likely due to a combination of the placebo effect and the simple fact that they are probably better hydrated because they're consciously drinking more water. You can get the exact same benefit from drinking regular clean tap water, which is practically free. Don't waste your money on this one. Moving up a step to the D tier, we have supplements that aren't necessarily a scam like those in the F tier, but honestly, their benefits are often wildly exaggerated and just not supported by strong evidence for the general population. A perfect example of this is L-glutamine. Glutamine is an amino acid, a building block of protein. In fact, it's actually the most abundant amino acid in your bloodstream, and it plays a vital role in many bodily functions, including immune response and, maintaining the integrity of your intestinal lining, because it's so important, especially during times of intense physical stress. It's become a pretty popular supplement in the fitness world. The claims are that it can reduce muscle soreness, accelerate recovery, boost the immune system, prevent muscle breakdown, and even help with weight loss. It's often marketed as an essential tool for anyone who is serious about building muscle and improving their performance in the gym. The logic seems plausible. If your body uses a lot of glutamine during exercise, then supplementing with more should help, right? Well, the evidence just doesn't really support these claims for healthy, active individuals. While glutamine is critically important, your body is very good at producing its own supply. For the vast majority of people, even those who train hard, the body can keep up with the demand. Numerous studies have looked at glutamine supplementation for muscle gain, strength, and reducing soreness in healthy athletes, and the results have been honestly overwhelmingly disappointing. Most well-designed trials show no significant benefit compared to a placebo. Where glutamine does have proven medical benefits is in very specific clinical situations. For example, in patients who have undergone major surgery, suffered severe burns, or are critically ill, their bodies are under immense metabolic stress, and their glutamine stores can become depleted. In these cases, supplemental glutamine, often given intravenously, can be crucial for recovery, supporting the immune system and helping to heal the gut. But this is a world away from a healthy person taking a scoop of powder after a workout. So, for the average gym goer, L-glutamine is likely a waste of money. Your body makes what you need, and you get plenty more from protein-rich foods like meat, fish, eggs, and dairy. The marketing has taken a genuinely important nutrient in a clinical context and tried to apply it to a healthy population, where the evidence for benefit is honestly incredibly weak. If you're not recovering from major trauma or critical illness, you can safely skip this one and just focus on getting enough total protein in your diet. Now we're entering the C tier, where things start to get a bit more interesting and nuanced. These are supplements that have some legitimate science behind them and may offer real, measurable benefits, but they also come with significant caveats, and honestly, the online hype has often outpaced the reality. A prime example right now is berberine. You may have seen it all over TikTok and Instagram, being hailed as nature's Ozempic. It's being promoted as a natural alternative to powerful prescription weight loss drugs like semaglutide. Berberine is a bioactive compound extracted from several different plants, including a shrub called barberry. It has a long history of use in traditional Chinese medicine, primarily for treating diarrhea and other gut issues. Modern research has confirmed it has some pretty interesting effects. It can activate an enzyme inside cells called AMPK, which is often referred to as a metabolic master switch. Activating AMPK can help improve insulin sensitivity, lower blood sugar, and encourage cells to take up more glucose from the blood. Because of these effects on blood sugar regulation, some studies have shown that berberine can be modestly effective for people with type 2 diabetes or metabolic syndrome. In some head-to-head trials, its effect on lowering blood sugar was comparable to the prescription drug metformin. This is genuinely impressive for a natural compound. The hype around it being nature's Ozempic stems from the fact that, like GLP-1 agonists, it can have an impact on blood sugar and metabolism, which can lead to some weight loss for some people. However, the comparison to Ozempic is a massive exaggeration. The weight loss seen with berberine in studies is typically very modest, usually just a few pounds over several months. This is nowhere near the powerful, sustained weight loss seen with actual GLP-1 agonist medications. Furthermore, one of the main ways berberine works is by slowing down gastric emptying, which can help with blood sugar control. But this effect seems to be short-lived. Your body adapts and the benefit diminishes over time. Another major issue with berberine is its poor bioavailability, meaning your body doesn't absorb it very well. It can also cause significant gastrointestinal side effects like cramping, constipation, and diarrhea, which is ironically what it was traditionally used to treat. It can also interact with a wide range of prescription medications. So, while berberine is a fascinating compound with some real evidence-backed metabolic benefits, it's definitely not a magic weight loss pill or a natural substitute for powerful pharmaceuticals. It requires caution and should for sure be discussed with a doctor. Perhaps the most common and widely debated supplement of all time, the daily multivitamin, also lands in my C tier. The idea behind it is incredibly appealing. A single pill that acts as a nutritional insurance policy, filling in any gaps in your diet and ensuring you get all the essential micronutrients you need to thrive. Billions of dollars are spent on these products every year, with many people taking them religiously for decades in the belief that they're supporting their long-term health and preventing disease. For something so popular, you would expect the scientific evidence supporting its widespread use to be rock solid. But when you look at the major long-term studies, the picture is, honestly, surprisingly underwhelming. Large-scale, randomized controlled trials like the Physicians' Health Study 2 have followed thousands of people for years, and have generally found that taking a daily multivitamin does little to nothing to prevent major chronic diseases like heart disease, cancer, or to reduce the risk of death in a well-nourished population. The U.S. Preventive Services Task Force, an independent panel of experts, has repeatedly reviewed the evidence and concluded that there is basically insufficient evidence to recommend for or against the use of multivitamins for the prevention of cardiovascular disease or cancer. The simple truth is, for the average person who eats a reasonably balanced diet, a multivitamin is likely not providing any significant benefit. You can't supplement your way out of a poor diet, and for most people, food is just a much better source of these nutrients. Furthermore, there are potential risks to consider. Taking a multivitamin can create a false sense of security, making people think they don't need to worry about eating healthy foods. There's also the risk of nutrient toxicity. It's very difficult to overdose on vitamins from food, but it's relatively easy with high-dose supplements. For example, excessive vitamin A can be toxic to the liver, and too much iron can be harmful, especially for men and postmenopausal women who don't lose it through menstruation. Now, that's not to say multivitamins are useless for everyone. They can be very beneficial for specific populations with increased needs or absorption issues. This includes pregnant women who need extra folic acid and iron, older adults who may have difficulty absorbing vitamin B12, or people on very restricted diets like veganism who may need B12 and other nutrients. But for the general healthy population, the evidence just isn't there to support a blanket recommendation. It's better to identify a specific nutrient you might be low on and supplement that individually after consulting with your doctor.